with it was random. I just thought it was kind of weird.
Well, welcome to this week's Whole Wheat Costa. We're back. We didn't actually skip a week. We just I just got back from Canada, so that was pretty fun. Like traveling from Canada and then like podcast. But
Where did this episode actually start? Because I feel like depending on where in the sentence I was,
I wouldn't worry about it. It just started.
might be too much information.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll put it into context later in the podcast, but
Yeah. No, don't worry about it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Tonight we're the end. We're at the end of our beer table beers, leftover beer table
from
beers.
like Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know when we got these.
Well, I'm drinking Dogfish Head Liquid Truth Serum. Yeah, there's 6-packs.
I got the Wire Bucker Merry Monks.
Merry Monks. Yeah, that's if you're gonna go to the gym after this, it's like 10% alcohol or something.
I'll sweat it out.
Yeah.
Why does this happen to beers? How come when you open them and you take a sip and you put them down and then like all this foam comes up, like to the point where they can like overflow? Why does that happen?
Carbon dioxide?
I guess, but why does it like flash release like that?
Maybe it's just build up and once it release.
I guess. Let's see. It's doing it now.
No, it's not doing it now.
It's doing it a little bit now.
All right. Well, this is real boring. But anyway, how was your weekend? Because I'll get into mine in a little bit.
It was good.
It doesn't matter. So the first night,
Yeah.
I have to interrupt you.
Yeah.
First night, we went to Cooperstown, and the brewery I was going to go to, Omegang,
Yeah.
they closed down for construction that week.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, so when we pulled up, they had like the front hall destroyed. So we went to like the Baseball Hall of Fame. Like that was pretty cool. I should probably be a bigger baseball fan than go, so I don't have to go back. And then so we get into Niagara Falls. We check in. We walk around a little bit. We go get dinner because we're pretty hungry after being on the road like 6 hours with traffic and everything. And then we go to a casino, and I win $1,500 maple syrup bucks.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was pretty good. So we had a way better vacation than we planned because we spent that all.
Really?
Yeah, we did anything that was opening in Niagara Falls. We did it. And
That's
then
awesome.
In Toronto, we did everything we could in Toronto.
That's cool.
In Toronto, by the way, there was an ice storm.
Yeah.
Not hail, not rain, not snow.
Yeah.
Ice.
Just like ice cubes.
Yeah,
Fall
it was like
crushed ice.
hail size. But apparently the difference between ice storm and like a hailstorm is where it freezes. Hail comes all the way from the cloud,
Mm-hmm.
where an ice storm freezes in the lower atmosphere. So
Okay.
it's like a harder pellet because that shit hurt.
Yeah.
All right. So how was your weekend?
It's good. So I had some funny Sam stories because, so it was like 3.5 and like pretty much likes the ladies already, which is good.
Yeah, we talked about this last week
Yeah.
because before we were worried, we didn't know what shoes you was gonna put on.
Yeah. So I definitely remember being in like preschool, kindergarten, and like finding girls cute like in my class. Like I mean you didn't know what to do with them then, but like you could tell like some girls are like better than others.
Well, after 5, you forget everything before 5 anyway.
Yeah, true.
4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah, so it was like in that age range basically. I don't know what's your earliest memory of like finding girls attractive?
5th grade.
Really?
5th grade.
That's like
yep.
super old. I feel. Is that super old or am I super young?
I don't know. Mine's 5th grade.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like, I know I did before that,
Yeah.
but my first, like, memory I could tell you about
Yeah.
the girl that I liked was 5th grade.
Huh. See, that's what I always wonder. Like, am I weirdly a weirdly sexual person?
You know what?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
The first one was 1st grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's better. Yeah, that's like in line with that.
It was
then.
the neighbor's daughter.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
She used to babysit me.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about that. And I'll talk about this more later about like I always wonder if I'm like an overly sexual person because like I just feel like whenever I see anyone do anything, I always put it in like I always have some sexual overtone motive in my head of like, why would that person do that if not for this like sex related reason?
You could just be a piece of shit.
I could just be a piece of shit, but I mean, like it's not usually things really related to me. Like I'm usually trying to figure out other people's motives for things. Like so like my example for that is I became Facebook friends with somebody recently, and and Kelly just happened to mention them. And I was like, that person must be like real bored because they just like friended me on Facebook, and it's like someone that we both know. But, like I don't really know that well. And Kelly mentioned about how her husband posts like, well, she posts a lot of pictures of herself that like her husband takes, like on her, when they like go on a trip or something. And then Kelly's interpretation of that was that like he must really be into her because like he takes all these pictures of her. And my thought was like, not really, because if it was that like, oh, he's so in love with her, he would take pictures and he would post the pictures of her. But if he's taking the pictures and she's posting pictures of her on her social media, I feel like he kind of wants other guys to bang her. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like to me. I don't know. And I just feel like I don't know. And Kelly was like, nah, and I was like, watch. I was like, she's much too old for me, but like as an experiment, I'm gonna comment on some of her pictures. I'll bet you it would go somewhere.
How old is she?
I don't know, late 40s. I want to say.
She's not too old for you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not technically, but
well, like if she's married and you're pretty much married,
yeah,
it's just like you can bang her.
Yeah,
you don't want to be in a relationship.
Yeah, well, that's my point. I don't want to, but I feel like
you should.
A lot of people probably could. Yeah,
right.
I don't know, but I feel I don't know if that makes me a piece of shit. That's the like way I think of people. Like when I see people do certain things, I try to figure out what their sex related motivation is. Yeah. Maybe it's because I think about that all the time, so I assume everybody else does.
See, I have a different approach than you.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think about it. Yeah, I think you're just overly occupied with other people, and it's like a Freud thing in you, where like you bring everything to sexualization.
Yeah.
Where I just ignore it.
Yeah, maybe
because people aren't important to me.
Well, it's true. They're just more of a curiosity.
You know who's important to me?
Who's that?
Our listeners.
Yeah, it's true. True. They are the most important. They're probably doing it right now.
Yeah.
Most likely.
They're like, when are they gonna post? They're like, it's Monday.
Yeah.
So I forgot to post the last one.
Yeah.
Because like I was, packing up and everything, and then like we got to our hotel Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And I went on the Wi-Fi. It takes about a minute and a half to upload it.
Mm-hmm.
It took 17 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And I was like pissed. I'm like, wow, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Why is it taking so long? But I just settled in, so I had to shower and everything because, sitting in the car for 6 hours, I kind of want to shower.
Yeah.
And,
but, sorry, go ahead.
And it was like her car. We took her car up there.
Yeah.
It's like the cheapest car you could buy from Kia. It's like a Kia Soul, but it's like manual and everything.
Yeah.
It's so well insulated.
Really?
Yeah. You don't even have to have the heat on.
Wow.
Like you turn the heat on and it's good the entire way there.
That's awesome.
Because like my car is so under insulated. Like no winter or summer, you feel like cold air blowing from the road, like through the glove box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like now that I have like a small SUV, it's like it's pretty cozy all the time. I don't know. But for real though, I mean, there could be somebody out there that doesn't do our podcast. And I think about this now because the next topic I was thinking of with the like maybe being a piece of shit or whatever is we were listening to the radio like earlier in the week, and the one topic they had was like one of the listeners called in because they were talking with their significant other about like their like hall pass list of like people like like if it happened like you could sleep with them,
like people like in real life or like celebrities.
Well, I feel like people usually do it like with celebrities, but and that was kind of that was the point of the conversation they were having, was that this person's celebrity was one of the people in this radio station, so it's like a local radio station. So her significant other felt a little weird about it because like, well, that's not really like a far off celebrity. Like that's someone you probably like, and apparently she had met the guy at like events and stuff.
Like if you met at like Yards Brewing.
Yeah, exactly. Like somebody she could like really potentially sleep with. So they felt a little weird about it. So me and Kelly were talking about the list thing, and and I don't know, and like for for me, it's kind of a weird topic because I don't tend to find a lot of celebrities attractive. I mean, like there's some that I do, but it's not like I would think about sleep. Like I don't think about sleeping with them or anything. But so I feel like it's more like people that I know in real life that I would find attractive. So then that's like weird to talk about the hall pass list thing, because then, it's like that same situation as like on the radio. So, but we were like talking about it the other night, and Kelly was like, and Kelly basically says like she doesn't really find anybody attractive. Like that's part of why like between like her ex and me, she was single for like 5 years, and she just doesn't find anyone, like she just doesn't find almost anyone attractive. So
You know what?
yeah,
I believe her.
yeah.
Like, I believe her.
So she, so she's, we're talking about she can think of like two questionable third person that like she's found attractive enough in life that she would like sleep with, like, and then for me, like I said, the thing about, like it's more like people I know. And then there was like one person that she like guessed right away. And there was a second person that I was basically like, yeah, I have another one that's like kind of weird. And she was like, okay. And it was like someone that like we both know that like I don't really know that well. And then I was like, yeah, I just see all her stuff like on like social media. And like, and like you like, it's somebody that we both know, so it feels like okay to like it. Not like you're.
Is the first one Kylie Jenner?
No, I'm talking about like people like
Who's the first one?
Huh?
The first one?
I'm not saying.
Just text me.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you after.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to make this as fairly anonymous as possible, so it doesn't get real weird. But so like the other one, I was like, yeah, you just see like you see somebody on like social media, and it's like somebody you kind of know, so you're like you like their stuff, but you know who they are, even though you don't really know them. And then like social media puts you in that bubble where it's like they just show you more and more of that person's stuff, and the next thing you know, you're like, I think this person's really attractive. So I told her who it was, and she was like, "It's weird." I was like, "Yeah, I know. Like I have no justification for this."
Did she call you a crumb?
No, she was actually just kind of like she thought it was more weird than anything.
She's like, I better go to the gym.
Yeah, but it was like, but it was just like kind of a funny conversation, because I feel like it's stuff that like in your head you think about like, oh, even though you're not, even though there's nothing wrong in it or anything, and like nothing, like it's not like you're trying to act on any of this stuff. Like in your head you feel a little bit weird about it, and then like you tell the other person, they're like, yeah, you're just kind of a weirdo. And then like it's funny, and now like we can like joke about it. But that got me to thinking.
I wouldn't trust you around any women that
No, I'm actually very different than. So I was thinking about this recently too. I mean I'm still alive, so I still find like people attractive sometimes. But I also don't care. Like like when I was like unhappily married and stuff, or like unhappily engaged the first time and stuff, I feel like it would just go like way too far in my head. Like I would like find somebody attractive, and then like I'd start talking to somebody, and then I would think like I would have this hole in my head of like how I could like have like a on the side relationship with this person, or like have some sort of like emotional connection with this person.
Right.
And like I just don't have any interest in that anymore. Like I'm happy with my relationship, I'm happy with my family life. Like I don't want anything like that. I'm just also not dead, So
right. Like my grandfather always said, look but don't touch. And if you don't, you're either dead or gay.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not dead, but I have no interest in like actually, like, and it's not even that I wouldn't act in anything. Like I don't want to act in anything, but then the thought what I said we were talking about it was like but really think about it, because this is almost definitely true for everyone, right? Because this random person we were talking about like has no idea, like it's not like a mutual thing. Like again, it's a person I barely know, so it's not like I have this, like, I don't know. So I guess my point of it is like there's someone out there who you really don't know on social media who thinks about banging you every once in a while. You don't know who they are. You don't think about them ever. And it's true for me. There's definitely somebody out there that's like, I totally bang Kevin. And like, I barely know who they are. And I said to Kelly, I was like,
it's a dude, but
yeah, it's fine. But it's like somebody. And like that's the weird thing about social media is like you kind of like, it's not only even celebrities, it's even with people sometimes, like you just see all their stuff and you feel like you know them a little better than you really do in real life. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. But so if the one person on JD's social media listens to this podcast that wants to bang him, just comment it. Yeah. We won't judge you. It's totally cool.
Yeah. You want to hear something kind of funny?
Yeah.
It's kind of related. Off air, I gotta tell you something. It's hilarious, stereotype related,
Yeah.
but I can't. You know,
Yeah.
we're not that kind of podcast.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know how stereotypes aren't just created, like there's truth behind it.
Yeah.
Well, Canadians apologize for everything.
Mm.
They really do.
Yeah.
Like we were eating dinner or lunch,
Yeah.
and the guy's like, "Sorry about the weather." And I was like, "What are you sorry about?" He's like, "Oh, I wish you visited Toronto when it was nicer." I was like, "Hey, you don't have to apologize." Yeah, but I'm sorry. And like other people like, and then we were at a buffet and this guy kept taking our plates and he goes, "Thanks."
Yeah.
And like, I was just sitting. He took her plate. She was up. I was like, the waiter just thanked me for taking the plate, and she
Yeah.
like didn't believe me. And like I put my plate down. He takes it. He's like, "Thanks, guys."
Yeah.
Right? We were like, "What?" And so there's only one like not nice person in Toronto
Mm.
at
Scott.
all.
Scott, he's a dick. If you watch South Park.
Who's yeah. No, there's one not nice person, and I think I made like everybody in the hotel lobby gasp. Right? So to the garage, it fits like 4 people, and each one has a bag.
Yeah.
The elevator. There was 3 people in it plus me.
Yeah.
Everyone had like a bag or two trying to go down to their cars, right?
Mm.
And this like weird looking dude like rushes in, but the door can't close. And I'm not gonna squeeze next to people I don't know that close.
Yeah.
Like we were already like maybe 6 inches apart,
Yeah.
no closer. Like I'm not gonna be uncomfortable. And I'm like, "You gotta have to wait for the next one." He's like, "I'm getting in this one,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Back out."
Maybe he was an American.
No, he sounded Canadian.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe from like Minnesota.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm just like, "Back out," and he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Back out." And then I pushed him out of the elevator. Right? Nobody did anything.
Yeah.
And he comes back in, and I gave him the backhand. I was like, "Fuck you gonna do?" Right? And like,
You shouldn't fight people in other countries.
and nobody gasped.
This
at
is
that
an international incident.
one, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then he tries to get back in. And the guy behind me is like, "Just get out. Like, no one wants you in here." Right? So, like, he's like, "Nobody wants you in here.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have room. We're trying to get to our cars." Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Back out, nigga." Like that. And like the whole lobby gasped. We're like, and like he even like backed out and like pushed like the close button. Like, you know, like, boop, you know. I was, it was like the only person in Canada like didn't understand like,
And now,
no,
and
you're
now,
gonna wait.
and now you make Canada a little bit ruder.
Yeah, yeah. I did pretty good except for the hockey game we watched. We watched part of Boston versus the Maple Leafs,
Mhm.
right? So they do the Canadian thing.
Yeah.
And Rachel didn't know this. They always
Oh,
do-
Canada.
yeah, they do the theirs and then they do America's. Especially if like an American and Canadian team. So it's
Yeah.
like it's pretty thing. So I start like cheering and clapping when they do our national anthem, right?
You should have just sang it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the appropriate.
Oh, I
thing to do.
did. I did sing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like other people were like applauding like too. Like they were Canadians, but like they were cool about it because like we're pretty cool about in America. Like
Yeah.
we applaud it and all this other stuff. But every time they showed like an American flag, like I was like hoo. Yeah, so like she's like, they know you're American. It's fine.
I feel like you texted me that they were rude about it, but really you were just obnoxious about
I
it.
didn't. No, I didn't. I never said you texted. I just said apparently I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it was rude to her, but
Yeah.
like they were
Oh,
all
okay.
cool with it. Yeah, it was
Okay.
just rude to her. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's fine. Like we watched a little bit of the game, but if it was a Flyers game,
Yeah.
I'd be like, another drink, please. Like I would
Yeah.
have watched it. And every time like something good, like they scored a goal or something like that, or like stopped a goal, I'm like America. You know? So I didn't, and then when we were traveling, every time I saw an American flag, I'm like, hoo, hoo, hoo. And I took a picture of all these American flags in Canada.
I guess it's kind of weird, right? Because there's only a few Canadian teams. Most of the teams are American. So, like, I noticed from going to the Flyers games, like, I mean, most times we just do the American national anthem because there aren't that many Canadian teams. When a Canadian team's in, then you do both.
Right.
But it's always like kind of weird because you don't hear it all the time. But they hear the American national anthem more often than not up there because it's rare that just 2 Canadian teams play.
Right.
So
And what's it called? The guy who sang it,
Mm.
was American.
Okay.
So like he's like when he after he got done singing it, like he was
Yeah.
like yeah, and he's like you could read his lips. He's like America, America. You know, so I think it was pretty funny. Like they were cool about it.
Yeah.
And I think they have to be used to it.
Yeah.
But so we're sitting in a bar. It's a beer bar.
Yeah.
Right. They had like 20 beers on tap.
Yeah.
And like regular bars in Philly have 20.
True.
You know, so it's like and then like a beer bar around here has
Like,
60.
yeah.
60.
I think it's like 100 beers.
Yeah.
It's like a whole fucking.
So it's
book
like
of beers.
those, and then they have 300 bottles or some shit.
Yeah.
Or we have bottle shops. So every bar there, they said they were beer bars. They had like 20, 25 beers. And I'm like,
It's like-
that's not a beer bar. That's a bar.
10 varieties of Molson's,
Yeah.
15 varieties of Labatt Blue.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I asked the one guy, I go, what's Canadian? Like in the menu, he's like, Molson Canadian? And I was like, oh, all right. No, pass. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the cool thing about the beers there, they're not 12 ounces like they are here.
Yeah.
They're 17.
Yeah, it's colder there, so. You know.
So you get messed up a lot quicker.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. And we ordered room service.
Yeah.
So twice. Because, you know, I have all that. I had all those maple syrup bucks.
Yeah, I mean, they're they don't they wouldn't get you anything in America, so
Yeah.
might as
No.
well spend them.
They're the money's plastic.
Yeah,
So they have all the regular coins they have, $1 coin, and then a $2 coin. Then
Yeah.
the next is the only bill they have is 5 and up.
okay. Makes
yeah.
sense.
So that was like that was a little weird.
Well, I think that's in most countries, dude. I don't think like dollar bills are really a thing anymore.
No, and then they eliminated the penny, which was fine.
Yeah,
I mean, we should eliminate the
that's what we
penny
should
here because it costs so much to make.
yeah. The government loses a lot of money on pennies.
Yeah, because it's 0.9%, 0.9 cents or 0.009,
Mm.
9/10 of a penny for the raw materials,
Yeah,
plus the make it, pay all the electric on the mint, all like everything. It
Yeah, it's
comes
way
out to
more.
like 1.7 cents per penny, and then the American government has to buy that money off of the mint, so it's even more money.
yeah.
You know, just
It's
for
a complete
pennies.
waste.
And they should just get rid of it. Oh, and then Canadian news.
Mm.
They pretty much like it's almost like a skit on SNL. It's like, and I'm exaggerating a bit, but it's almost like, guess what Trump did today? And like they like laugh about it, like he's a laughing stock.
Oh, jeez.
Like even their conservative news stations,
Yeah.
he's a laughing stock. Like
Yeah.
they're CCNN
yeah,
or they're like Fox,
Yeah.
Canadian Fox.
yeah,
Like he's a laughing stock. Like even the conservatives. But on the other end, he's too dumb. Whereas Justin Trudeau is too liberal for me.
yeah.
And I'm not a super liberal guy, but I'm not conservative very much. But and I was reading an article about how Justin Trudeau, after like the Parkland shooting, he's like, oh, here's how we're gonna amend our gun rights, and he wrote like this bill, or he had people write up a bill that he wanted to amend the gun rights, and these people in Canada are like, these are less strict than the gun rights we already have in,
yeah.
and I'm like, that's like that's stupid. Like you should have like I think he's too young to do it.
Yeah, just like a pretty boy.
Yeah, I think he's too young to do it. I think he's too naive, and I think like he wants to be too liberal. That's how I feel about him. But also another thing he did, he's like, I'm gonna, in Canada, because like a lot of Muslims, he told everyone like he's gonna protect Sharia law.
Oh, really? Sharia law? Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much bad shit, and then he
Yeah.
amended his statement. He's like, look, we're gonna protect like your religious freedom, not Sharia law, because like Sharia law, like you can still stone people.
Yeah.
And he like you have to read into this shit, dude, before you start protecting rights. That
Yeah, well, I think that's a counter to. I think that the guy before him like banned like wearing the traditional Muslim outfits, like when you take the citizenship test for Canada and stuff like that, and like other like he was pretty anti-Muslim. So I think it's probably just a big response to that.
yeah, but you can't. It's just like what Trump's doing with all this stuff now, is that you can't erase everything the last guy did.
Yeah,
That's what Trump wants to do. He wants to erase everything he did, and that right there in itself, like America makes a promise, we have to keep it.
Yeah.
Like what's our when we say something from now on? When we say something, do we even mean it?
Yeah.
It's real tough.
Well, that's the John Oliver show did a thing on Justin Trudeau, and they had a great quote. It was like one of his like political advisors, and so Justin Trudeau's father was like this great intellectual, this great intellectual politician, and they basically asked the advisor, who's like, a big Trudeau supporter, basically like, well, is Justin as as intelligent as his father? And the guy's like, no.
he's not.
And he said he basically said he has a lot of emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's all the points that like I've heard about him. Like
Yeah.
so, I watch a lot of political news in Canada, and like apparently he's like a liberal guy, but people don't like him. Like he's not bad as Trump,
yeah,
but he's on the other side of the scale
yeah,
of making dumb choices. Like he's too naive to do it.
yeah,
Like being liberal is cool and all, but when you do stupid stuff like protect share rights and then have and come up with a bill that like lessens the gun and say it's going to be stronger, like you should read into these things. Like
Yeah.
you're making haste. Like it's a part his problem and part like his advisors should go, that's not right, dude.
yeah. Well, you wonder if this is similar, like the thing with Trump, where they can't control him. I mean, that's what it seems like. The issue with Trump, like with the, I think we had talked about it a few weeks ago, where he said he was going to meet with Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
He just got overly excited, and then his advisor were like, no, we actually don't want to do that.
All right.
Take it back.
What would I guess the best way to describe me would be like I mean there's other aspects of it, but like libertarian.
Yeah.
Like conservative government, liberal freedoms for people.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree with that. I believe in like the small government stuff, but it's tough because there isn't really a party that like represents. I think there's a party that I don't think represents what most people want. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I guess this isn't true. I mean, the people in like the more rural areas. I mean, don't think the same way I think we do around here. But I think a lot of people that I know anyway. I think would be fairly social conservative, or would be fairly like financial, like government conservative, and like socially liberal.
Right.
I think there's a large part of the country that feels that way, and there just isn't a party that represents that.
Right. And it's hard for one person to speak for a large group of people. Like I can speak for a poor educated white man.
Yeah.
But I can't speak for a poor educated Southern white man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
it's really
can't
different.
do that. I can't speak for a woman. I can't speak for a black guy. Like I can't do it.
Yeah.
The only people I can would be like the people around here that grew up the same way I did, which is
Yeah.
such a small population. But if you put me in categories, my categories in Oregon, like those people have different wants and needs.
Yeah. But so back to my funny Sam stories that I started with,
Nice.
but then we got all the sex talk
And then political talk.
and then the political talk.
Dude, we'll touch any issue.
Yeah.
We won't
Touch it all over.
Yeah.
Well, first off, the whole weekend was just buying Sam shirts because so we picked him
Because
up.
he's getting ripped.
Well, he is, but we went to McDonald's Friday. He threw up as soon as we got there, so he sat there eating the rest of his McDonald's just in his coat with no shirt on. So we'd buy him one there, and then
Real quick,
yeah,
when I went from 5th grade
yeah,
to 6th grade, we moved to Mount Holly,
yeah,
and I had bad stomach problems.
yeah,
So we were going to go visit my school like before school started because we moved in like August.
yeah.
And I had to poop on the school. Like I couldn't hold
Oh,
it in
no.
and poop. So when I walked there
Mhm.
with like my family,
Mhm.
I had a shirt on.
Yeah,
When I walked back, I had no shirt on.
yeah. That's essentially what happened to Sam. So,
Yeah, because I guess you can infer that like I wet my butt with my shirt.
Yeah. And then Saturday it went from 40 degrees Friday to like 70 degrees or 80 degrees Sunday.
Yeah,
or Saturday.
I was pissed off because I was in an ice storm.
Yeah. So had to get more shirts because we put them in a long sleeve shirt thinking it was fucking cold out. It wasn't. But anyway, so we went to the playground And first Sam is playing, and there's these like three little girls, and there's like this spinny thing that like you push around and people sit on it and spin. Um, and like Sam and like they let Sam try to ride on, like he was falling off. So then Sam decided he was going to push it, and the one girl was like older than him, and she was like, "Oh, you're not going to be able to push it." And then Sam like just okay, so like get the three of them get on, like Sam pushes it, and then like the one girl's like, "Oh, you're so strong," and Sam, you can tell Sam like loved it. So, um, and then we were playing, and it was like this like mom and her kid, and then like the mom said something to Sam like, "Ah, she said something like, ah, aren't you so handsome?" And Sam's like, "No, I'm Sam the man." and then the woman thought he said Dan the man, and Sam's like, no, Sam the man. like as if like look, I'm like, you should know me.
You don't know who I am?
Yeah. So but then it was funny because then like we were there for a little bit longer, and she just kept calling him Sam the man. Like really just like really just like just like bye Sam the man, and Sam's like bye.
He's like, give me Christmas presents.
But apparently his so for a while he had to say his full name all the time whenever he said his name. But then
like full last name?
First name, middle initial, last name. That's how he'd always refer to himself for like a while. But then his best friend at school, who I mean I never really get to see them together, but I have to imagine they're hilarious because he's like a little chubby black kid with an afro. And he calls him, and he's the one that started calling him Sam the man. So now that's how Sam refers to himself all the time.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like Sam the child molester.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Yeah. So then we went to dinner Saturday night for Kelly's older sister, and like the kids were
Gluten-free
there.
one?
Yes.
The one that never shows up.
Yes.
Did she show up?
Yeah. She was in fact there.
Oh, okay.
But and one of her friends came with like her daughter, who was like around Sam's age. And it was just I just have such a clear picture of this in my head because it was so funny. So like she walks in, and like we're towards the end of the table, so she walks up to near where we are. So she walks in and like holding her daughter, and like they're like standing next to Sam, and Sam like literally jumps up in his chair and like says to the girl like, "Hi, I'm Sam the man," and like starts talking to her, and then she put the
Where was this?
This is a Chicky and Pete's actually.
Oh, in South Philly?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So well, there's like a separate like area in the back that's like more for kids. That's like a play area. So that's where we were sitting. So then she essentially put the girl down to like go run to the play area. So then Sam like goes to jump off his chair to like chase this girl. And I just have such a clear picture in my head now of like so Allie went to hug him, and Sam's just like trying to get away from her. And I'm just like, Allie, Sam trying to do something. You gotta move. I don't know.
I think you're going to be a grandfather at the age of 45.
Yeah, I don't know. But he was like,
Dada got her pregnant. I'm not surprised.
but he was like so frantically trying to get around Allie. I don't know.
Allie wanted the attention.
Yeah,
Allie knew it was up.
yeah. So, but
They both love attention.
yeah, but then I knew the look because then like he ran to go play with her, and then I don't know. I think she was just doing something else.
Yeah.
So he didn't actually get to play with her. So then he just like sort of walked back. Like he wasn't like mopey, but like I know from personal experience, like the look, like
Yeah.
he didn't work out like he thought it was going to in his head.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He just, popped open another milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, ice cold milk.
Yeah. Ice cold milk, please.
Yeah, I don't know. It's whole.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure if it was that and I feel like he couldn't possibly know this yet, but maybe just subconsciously you know it. Maybe he took a look at the mom who wasn't that cute and was like, I can see where this is going.
Yeah. I know how this is gonna end up.
Yeah. But and then the one other Sam story in that regard was Friday night we were sitting on the couch, we were about to like start watching a movie, and I'm like scrolling through Instagram, and he was like just looking over my shoulder, and I scrolled past, it was like a celebrity I followed on Instagram, and she was like in a bikini, and I'm scrolling, and then Sam goes, wait, and he scrolls back, and he was like, what's that? And I was like you don't need to worry about it, Sam. And then like kept scrolling. But so we can be pretty sure Sam's headed in the right direction.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So maybe like I said before, maybe this, the high heels was just a phase.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I mean that's always what I assume, but it's funny. It was like so many things in like a short period.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he can just learn and not, uh, do all that. Hey, so did you find out any more about the real IDs?
No, I haven't looked into it anymore yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to soon because it's going to be over the summer. We'll have to get these passports if we need to.
Jersey's ID is just it's secure enough,
Yeah.
so we don't need to do it. But they are going to do it. I have to go get my license soon by the end of the month. But my passport came in handy quite a few times, and now that I have, I've had my passport for like 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
You can use that for a lot of things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't know like how much like I have to go get my license.
Mm-hmm.
You could use your old license, and then your old license I think is like Jersey has like the 6 point, so you have to have 6 points of identification. I think your license is 3 points, so then you are 4 points. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Then you have to have like other things like but your passport is 4 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Like you need like a bank card or a birth certificate and a couple other baloney things.
I don't remember what I had to bring in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I just did it in January. I mean, it was expired in last April, but but I finally did it in January, which is good because I think I had one of the new IDs. So I don't think I actually need my passport. I think I'm fine, but I'll still bring it just in case. But
so, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you name all the towns you know in New York? Like major towns.
New York, Albany, Rochester.
Right.
I went to Glens Falls, so I know there. But it's not like a major
major towns. Yeah,
be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I've known so
Yeah.
far, I guess Albany's like I don't think that's a major town.
Yeah.
I guess it is. There's like a couple schools up there.
Yeah.
Buffalo,
Buffalo. Yeah.
Syracuse,
Syracuse. Okay. Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah.
Been in New York City. It's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I could never like if someone's like you're never allowed back in New York City. I'd be like,
Yeah. I'd be fine with
okay,
it. Yeah.
I'm all right with it. Drove through Buffalo.
Mm.
Nothing exciting there. Drove through Syracuse. Don't have to visit there. Done. I'm done with it. I'm done with New York.
Yeah. What's that? Is it like the springs adjusting? That little noise in the background. Do you hear that? Oh, no. I know you don't have your headphones on.
Oh, hold on.
Wait for it.
Yeah. That's my brother.
I know that's your brother.
Oh.
But there's that little noises in the background that I feel like our listeners probably could hear.
Right.
I feel like I've never heard it before. It's just weird.
He's probably going to bust in here, so I got to let him know we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully no one do. Yeah, so Syracuse was just terrible on Brown. I
Yeah.
mean, their health system, their hospitals,
Yeah.
their hospitals were like blue, and I mean, I just drove through like the center of it.
Yeah.
They're like blue with glass, like really nice, like a brand new Penn building.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the buildings were just old, like brown
Yeah.
from 1965, and it was just it was depressing.
Hey, if your brother busts in here, should I let him on the? Should we switch?
No.
Should I let him in for a minute?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going. We've got a little bit more time left. So, yeah. So we drove up. Wednesday night to Cooperstown, which is not a major city, but it has a baseball Hall of Fame, and it has a bunch of other things that we saw in like a pretty good bakery. So we drove up there, and the route to get there, it's like 4 indirect things. Like you have to go through a mountain pass for part of it. Like, and then it started snowing, but then on the way back, we took like 6 highways.
Yeah.
And we went through Scranton.
That's probably like nothing there.
Yeah, it's nothing there, but they had a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I drove to Canada a couple of years, 4 or 5 years ago.
You went to Montreal, right?
Yeah, I went to Montreal. I mean, it was like there was one stretch of highway that was like basically 160 miles where there was just a sign like there are no more exits.
Yeah, I've heard that from a couple of people.
Yeah.
The one thing was on we started 476. It was 200 miles straight.
You can leave forever. Oh, you know something I learned recently? I thought was pretty interesting. Just
Is
sort
it
of
the 95 thing?
no, not that. Related to the turnpike actually. So 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 in order to get from my house to to Sam's house, something can take 45 minutes to an hour sometimes. Sometimes it's can be as short as a little more than a half hour.
Down 76.
Down 76 usually, yeah. Even going like Aramingo or something, it can take a long time. Or I'm sorry, the Boulevard can take a long time. Um, but then like in my like when I think more is like if I go out there and stay out there like during the week, like to go from like work to like his house to like the mall that we usually go to.
Is it Plymouth Meeting?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah,
And that's like a hike.
you're talking between an hour and 15 minutes, to get there, and so like it's terrible. So like that it's like seems so far away, and then like for me, so I like to go to like from my house, I like to go to like I've always gone to Franklin Mills and Neshaminy. Before I started dating a South Philly person, and you can only go to Jersey malls because for some reason Pennsylvania doesn't exist to South Philly.
Yeah, I like paying to go to my malls too.
Yeah. So, so the day last week, or I guess it was last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. The day I took off, and then me and Sam hung out all day. We went to the Neshaminy Mall, and then I figured, well, I want to get back to his area before like rush hour and stuff, because it was during the week. So we were up at Neshaminy Mall, watched a movie. We were out there a little bit, and I was like, okay, so let's go to the Plymouth Meeting Mall, and we'll do some stuff there. And then it's closer to his house. So Neshaminy Mall, which is like north of me and feels like kind of far away from my house, northeast. And then Plymouth Meeting Mall, which is like a little less distance, but still a little bit from Sam's house to the northwest of him.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes.
It's about 20 minutes from the Neshaminy Mall to the Plymouth Meeting Mall on the Turnpike. They're so fucking close together. But just all the other roads to get there, like roads through the city, 76, are so fucking terrible that it takes an hour and 15 minutes, a drive that should take about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. We left. To leave again, just these places in my head that are so far away.
But to get to the Turnpike,
yeah,
to get to the Plymouth Meeting Mall,
yeah,
you're basically at the Plymouth Meeting Mall.
Yeah,
that's how
exactly
far away it is.
Yeah.
So there's really no point.
Yeah, it's only like 15 miles. I was thinking about. It's such a short distance that if it was like something crazy, like when they had that ice storm a few weeks ago, where it took us like 3 hours to get to Sam's house. Like it might be better for me to drive to the Neshaminy Mall and then go west across the Turnpike and then drive down from the Plymouth Meeting Mall to get to his house. I don't know. Obviously in bad traffic it would take longer, but it wouldn't. I can't anticipate it ever taking 3 hours like by that route. I don't know.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah.
So.
No, the Turnpike is perfect for that.
Yeah, it just amazes me that we haven't, but it speaks to a little bit. I don't remember if we brought it up. I feel like I might have hinted at, but I don't know if we ever really talked about it too much because I only really watched it a couple times. I don't fully understand the concept, but the idea of like how to fix traffic and like I watched it. There's a pretty good video about it. I just watched it a couple times. They talked about how they use some examples of like places where they put extra lanes into a highway, or they opened like a new major highway.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, and traffic didn't change at all, or actually got even a little worse. And what actually made traffic better was to make like more tolls, like made traffic better.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah. So I guess that's what it is. Like people don't want to pay the $2 or $3, and in general, I guess I wouldn't either.
It's $1.45.
Yeah.
For every 30 miles. I know. I just did it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess in general, like I wouldn't want to. I guess now that I have the Easy Pass, I don't think about it as much. You don't have to actually stop.
Right? Yeah, we had an Easy Pass. That was pretty.
Yeah, good. but Christ, do we just have to put a toll in 76? Like, will that like make it? Because it's just so bad. And like, I'm not saying anything new or revolutionary here, but it's just like that's just like another way. Like if in your head, like you want another way to think about how bad it is, that's how bad it is. That like I'm going 15 miles. Like on average for my trip that I take, and it takes me over an hour, and it should take about 15 minutes.
Yeah, go to the zoo on a Sunday morning.
Yeah,
to get to the Mann Center on a Friday or Saturday night at 7. I have to leave here at 5.
Yeah,
It's out there, and just like a Sunday morning at 6 a.m. to get to the Man Center is a 30-minute trip.
Yeah.
No traffic, and it takes 2 hours on 76.
And it's just so bad. I mean, like, I take 95 every day, and I mean it's bad, but it's nothing in comparison. I mean,
but I think it's the Schuylkill Bridge, the blue one.
yeah,
Once you get past that, between Northeast Philly
yeah.
to that's the only traffic. Once you get past those two,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Well, that's what I drive it every day.
Yeah, I know.
But even with that, I mean that it's maybe a 15-minute difference. I mean it feels like you're going really slow, but to get from my house to work on a weekend takes about 15 minutes. To get from my house to work, if I could go straight there,
Right.
takes like a little over half an hour. Like it's not even though it feels like you're moving really slow.
Yeah.
Like it's not actually that bad usually.
Well, to get from my work to South Philly, which I've done for like you guys or like a day, like a couple times, if I leave right after work, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's easy 20, 30 minutes to just travel time. But if I leave at 4:45,
Yeah.
it's an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Question. How do you feel about vegans? Annoying or not?
There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, a couple weeks ago, did you see the video of the vegans at this restaurant where the owner started butchering a deer in front of a window while they were?
nah.
So there's this restaurant called Antler Bar and Grill.
Mhm.
The vegans were protesting the owner. It has a lot of deer and bison and wild boar and
Yeah.
which I've eaten all those. So the vegans they were protesting it. So the guy just started butchering a deer like right in the front
That's
window
awesome.
and everything. Like didn't say anything, just did it like his regular job and all this other stuff. So I saw that viral video. Traveled to Toronto. It's in Toronto.
That's
Ate
awesome.
there. Some of the best food I've ever had.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I went to Toronto
Yeah.
and ate at a restaurant. It was like Canadian hipster.
Hmm.
Ate at a restaurant out of spite.
Funny story though, the guy apologized the whole time he was butchering the deer.
You're an asshole.
But I don't know. I just think the vegan thing. So
Oh, I didn't tell
Yeah.
you what I ate.
yeah,
I ate this wild game burger.
Mm.
It was so good. It had like a garlic sauce on it.
yeah,
So it was wild boar, elk, and deer.
yeah.
Which it was like you're like this is gonna be kind of dry.
Mm.
It was not. And then she had an eggs Benedict on smoked fatback. No, not fatback. Pork.
Pork belly?
Thick bacon. Thick bacon, pretty much. I
Okay.
can't think of it right now. Pork. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Pork butt? No.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's like thick bacon,
Yeah.
and like I'm pretty sure like either people hunt it or he hunts it all and everything. But the eggs on there, she asked, "What's sous vide at 61 degrees C?"
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, I got this one. This is like one of the few things
Yeah.
I know." But I know a lot about cooking. When you sous vide an egg at 61 degrees C,
Yeah.
it cooks the egg white. It does not cook the yolk.
Oh.
So
nice.
it's a perfect egg every time.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good, and that she said it was the best eggs Benedict. It's her favorite meal.
Yeah.
She said it was the best best eggs Benedict she's ever had.
Huh.
Pork belly. It was
Yeah.
pork belly.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should never listen to me.
I named everything but that.
Yeah. But no, but I think the vegan thing, I think it's just so like if you ever dealt with like a toddler trying to eat, they're just annoying because like they don't eat most things. They just have super restrictive diets and it's annoying. So essentially a vegan's like an adult toddler. They're just like being assholes. Like they would like the food, they just don't want to try.
Yeah. My buddy has twin girls, right?
Mm.
And we're watching this vegan video. These people are like, hey, is that cow's life more important than yours? And this guy's like, no.
Yeah.
Yes. He's like so confused about it because you just eat meat. Like it's
Yeah.
like, and I hate to say this, they should be treated better, like the animals.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, I
But
mean, you prefer that.
Yeah, you prefer and I do.
I'm not going to pay more for
No,
it.
no, no. And I mean, sometimes it's only me, so sometimes I can get away with it. But like
Yeah.
you have a whole family, so you can't afford a grass fed steak.
Yeah.
And and people are doubters and everything. It does taste better. Like the
Yeah.
grass fed steak and the grass fed chicken
Mm.
taste better. Pork I can't tell the difference because it's usually slow roasted anyway.
Yeah.
But like it does taste better. There's different fat. Like I like it. I'm not gonna always pay for it. But anyway, they're farm. It's you have to think about it like they're corn or
Yeah.
potatoes or onions. It's like anything else. It's stock. It's all
Yeah,
it
basically.
is. You know, you think about it. But some guy he asked, he's like, "Is that cow?" And he's and Hector's thinking like, you know, if it was my daughter's life or that cow's life,
Yeah.
the cow's
Easy
life,
choice, yeah.
So yeah, human life is more valuable than a cow's life. Should they all be treated better? Yeah, probably. But
Well,
are they? Nah.
Well, I think it's the problem. I think it'd be better. I think people should have more respect for it, you know. But it's still what it is. You know, there was back when the BBC was like 75%, or the BBC America was like 75% like Gordon Ramsay shows.
It's mostly Gordon Ramsay, Star Trek, and
Oh, it is
Graham
still now?
Norton.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still that.
Um,
You just got to watch the real BBC.
yeah. So they had this show. I don't even, it was like a Gordon Ramsay variety show. Like it was like
Oh, it's like the F word.
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's like him, like his like some stuff around his house, and then like him cooking a meal, and then like he has like a little skit with people cooking, and like, but he did a whole thing where he basically like, you know, he wanted to teach his kids to have like respect for the food they were eating. Like, I mean, you should still eat it, don't be a weirdo, but like you should respect it. So he at his house raised like a lamb, and he raised like chickens, and he raised something else. And then like had his kids like slaughter the animals themselves, like saw like what it meant that like, you know, these were real living things that were dying for them to eat. You know, it's okay, that's what's supposed to happen, but like you shouldn't take it for granted.
Right.
You know, and I think maybe that's what people need to learn, just like don't take it for granted.
Right. And I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
and a lot of people I know could back up what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
If I had that kind of money,
Yeah.
I'd have a farm.
Yeah.
I would slaughter all my own meat because I
Yeah.
know what's going into it.
Mm.
I would grow most of my food.
Yeah.
Like if I had that kind of money, but I
Yeah.
can't. So I just buy whatever I can. You know, so and I do have a lot of respect for food. You know that. Like
Yeah.
I love cooking and like I love flavors, but you can't afford it.
Yeah.
And is a cow's life worth as much as mine?
No.
To that cow,
Yeah.
to me, no.
Not even to the cow, because the cows aren't like conscious thinking
Yeah.
beings like we are.
Yeah, if it's my kid's life or that cow's life, I'm feeding that cow to my kid
Yeah.
1 billion out of 1 billion times.
Yeah. If it's like a random dude on the street and the cow, and like I don't even care about other people that much.
Yeah.
Like I would still pick the
Yeah,
random dude in the street.
right.
I don't know.
Right, yeah. Like here's a steak.
Yeah.
You know, like it's terrible. Like my uncle, because he's a redneck,
Yeah.
he actually bought a cow
Yeah.
so that he named it, fed it every day and everything,
Yeah.
just so he could butcher it.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to eat that meat. He lives in South Jersey where the land's cheap.
Yeah.
So he lived in a small house and he buys cows.
South
eats his
Jersey,
cow,
just
yeah.
north of Texas.
Yeah, pretty much. No, like I live in South Jersey.
Yeah.
South Jersey.
Yeah.
Where you're like, "Oh, is this Arkansas?"
He's like your uncle / cousin / nephew.
Yeah, part dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's so I went to a restaurant and the food it's some of the best food I ever had.
Mm.
Out of spite, because these vegans are trying to like ruin this guy's livelihood.
Yeah.
I mean, the restaurant, it's crazy because all the brunch places in Toronto on Sunday, they weren't crowded. Try to get into a fucking brunch place on Saturday in Philly.
Yeah.
Impossible. You have to wait in line for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, it's surprising. I mean, I definitely told the story before, so I won't tell it again. But the one dude I talked to in Montreal basically told me that like Toronto and Philly were like sounded pretty similar to him.
Oh, yeah, it. The only difference between Toronto and Philadelphia, like you could tell me it's Philadelphia,
Yeah.
is that there's 90% less people.
Yeah.
There's so fewer people.
Huh.
You can walk across the street, any street in Toronto,
Huh.
jaywalk.
Sounds pretty awesome. It was really crowded in Montreal when I was there. It
Yeah.
was like packed, and people weren't nice. It was it's all like French Canadian.
Yeah. No, I liked it, and yeah, it was pretty much the same. The buildings were like, he's right.
Yeah.
They sound
Huh.
similar. They have a lot of like hipstery stuff. They have a
Yeah.
lot of bars. It's a fun city.
Huh.
They have an Italian town, and it's like
Hmm.
by all the row homes. They have a Chinatown.
Yeah.
It's it's like all crammed in. It's like the northern part of the city.
Yeah.
Like it really is the same thing. And then they have like a lot of these like little specialty food shops like Philadelphia.
In Chinatown, do they speak with like a Chinese accent and then say like A at the end of it?
Nah, I don't. I didn't speak to anyone.
Yeah.
But they do. They did have my favorite store of all time, and I didn't go into it.
Yeah.
Beer store.
Okay.
Yeah, because I call liquor stores around here because I mostly just buy beer.
Yeah.
I'm going to the beer store, and then I saw it, so I took some pictures of it. Actually, I should post it on Whole Wheat Costa Instagram.
Should.
Yeah, it says beer store.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good trip. You had a pretty good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. I was flush with maple syrup bucks.
Yeah.
Now I just have freedom dollars.
I think we were on the same page as this podcast. I came on to talk about sex, and you came on with travel itinerary.
Yeah.
So
well, we could talk about sex every time, but
yeah, it's true.
we don't always take an international
Yeah.
trip.
It's true.
Yeah.
You could have. I should have told you to prepare. I should have had you prepare a report on sexy things in Canada.
I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you. What did you expect?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty tired. So I have off tomorrow too. So
Oh, okay.
that's pretty.
good.
It's pretty nice.
Oh, so it was a good reason the podcast, like, because you can sleep in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I'm getting tired now that we're talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. We stayed in 3 hotels.
Yeah.
So the first hotel we stayed in was Railroad Inn
Mm.
up in Cooperstown. It was the nicest hotel I've ever been in.
Hmm.
Nicest. Like it was recently remodeled. Then the second one we stayed in was Victoria in Niagara Falls.
Mm.
It was like on the poorer side of like the lower end
That
hotels.
sounds like a real old hotel, was it?
No, it was like brand new. So it's
Huh.
like the lower end of hotels.
Yeah.
With the budget inns and everything.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was the most expensive hotel in the area.
Huh.
It wasn't like by the like the Marriotts and shit like that.
Yeah.
They were at the other end.
Yeah.
Even the souvenir stores were like more expensive.
Huh.
So we stayed in that, and that hotel had 2 shower heads. It had one above and one coming at you.
Huh.
So and I was like, oh, this Railroad Inn, super nice hotel.
Yeah.
This one twice as nice.
Yeah.
It was unbelievably nice.
Yeah.
And then we went to Toronto. We stayed at the Chelsea.
Yeah.
It was okay. They had like room service, like they had like all the amenities, but like the room was okay.
Oh, what? One other Sam story, the shower thing made me think of was we totally screwed up bribing Sam because we were trying to get him. We're trying to tell, like, Friday night we told him, okay, Sam, if you like poop in the potty, we have these dinosaur graham crackers we're gonna give you. So then but then by the time we were out for a while and we came home, he had like peed in his pull up. So we're just like, and we're just gonna give him a bath in the morning. But then we're just like, okay, Sam, well, why don't you get a shower real quick and then like get changed and we'll watch a movie. So since he was wet and stuff, like, we threw him in the shower, you put him in his pajamas, and then gave him some graham crackers just so he could have some, so he could know that he was gonna want them. So then the next morning, he gets up, and I feel like he was doing good for a while, and he regressed a little bit. But he gets to the next morning, and his diaper's wet. So I took him in the bathroom to go pee, and he'd already peed in the pull up. So I was like, so I was like, let's change your pull up and stuff. And Sam was like, I want to get a shower. And I was like, you sure? And he was like, and he's basically like, yeah, like he told me like his birdie was wet, so he wanted to get in the shower. So I was like, okay, I mean that's fine. We can get a shower, and then I'll get a shower, and then we'll just start the day. Like, I didn't expect to really get up that early. Like, that's cool. So like, throw him in the shower. He got a shower, and then he comes out, and then Kelly was dressing him. Well, I got a shower real quick, and Kelly said when he was laying there and she was dressing him, he was like, "Can I have some graham crackers?" So essentially what we incentivized him was to pee in his pull up, then get a shower, then he got graham crackers. So he like totally messed up. So
Yeah. Well, That sounds like a pretty good life. Pee your pants, take a shower, eat some graham crackers. But that's it for this week's Whole Wheat Costa. Thanks for listening.